Better late than never. Anyway, hey there guys, what's up? It's Autobot Mike 18 here. And guys, just by reading the title of this movie review, you are going to see why I said that. Because this movie has been out for a while and I've just finally saw it. But anyway guys, yes, I have two movie reviews to post. These last two movie reviews to post before I can post my top 10 list. Also guys, just so you know, this video will be under 15 minutes. If you guys watched my reviews for The Revenant and The Hateful Eight and that little video I posted last night about the copyright strike, yes, I still have the copyright strike. I'm gonna make do without it though, okay? I just cannot upload videos longer than 15 minutes, so I'm gonna have to talk really, really fast. Okay, but anyway guys, yes, time for another movie review. I went to the theaters again today, December 29th, and I saw two movies, two releases. One of them is new, one of them has been out since Thanksgiving, and of course, that film I'm going to be talking about in this video is Creed. That's right guys, I have finally seen Creed. Okay, so everybody who has been pesterizing me, Mike, when are you going to watch Creed? Mike, Creed is amazing. Go see Creed. When are you going to see Creed? That was the question I've been getting for the last month. That's one of the big questions I've been getting for the last month. Okay, yes, I have finally seen Ryan Coogler's Creed. Okay, and now I'm reviewing it. The other movie I saw was Joy. Okay, so I watched Joy and then I watched Creed. My review for Joy should already be up on my channel. I'm going to upload these simultaneously, so check that out as well when you guys get a chance. And also check out my reviews for The Hateful Eight and The Revenant. Now I am done. This was the last movie I've seen in 2015. This is it. Now I'm making my top 10 list tomorrow after I finish shooting this review, okay? Stay tuned, guys. It's coming. But anyway, guys, Creed is from director Ryan Coogler, best known for the movie sitting up on the wall to my side, to my left. Also got it on Blu-ray because I freaking love this movie. I had a gigantic moral dilemma when it came to Creed's release. You want to know what that dilemma was? I love Michael B. Jordan. I love Ryan Coogler. I love what they did with this movie. This was one of my favorite movies of 2013. I wanted to see this movie so badly. The only problem? I had not seen this movie yet. Okay? I had not seen a single film in the Rocky franchise until I've seen Creed. And no, I did not go into Creed blind. I watched the original Rocky a couple nights ago. I think Christmas Eve I watched this movie for the first time. Never had seen it. I still have not seen the other Rocky films, so please do not give me smack down below. I know, I am going to watch the others. I did not have time to watch all 6 of them, okay, because Creed is the 7th, but yeah, alright, I had to watch something before going in to Creed. So I watched the original Rocky, and boom, here we go. Now it's time for Creed review, okay? So guys, Creed, in terms of premise and synopsis, the movie is set in the modern day 2015, and instead of the central focus falling on Sylvester Stallone's Rocky, we instead focus on the son of legendary fighter Apollo Creed, Adonis Creed, played by Michael B. Jordan in this movie. Now, Michael B. Jordan had a pretty interesting childhood growing up. He did not really know his father at all, okay? He is the son of an extramarital affair. When we come to find out that Apollo had an affair with someone outside of his marriage, and thus Adonis Creed was born. So all these years later, he is now grown up. He wants to not follow his father's footsteps, but really create a name for himself. But he wants to get back and get into boxing, okay? Because he's growing up, he's always been a kid who's been struggling and fighting, okay? He's gotten in fights, he's been in and out of juvie. So he wants to himself get into boxing, and he seeks out a trainer, the famous Rocky Balboa. He travels to Philadelphia and he seeks out Rocky Balboa, as we all know, famously played by Sylvester Stallone. And boom, that is Creed. That is all I'm going to say about this movie. That's it, okay? Now, here's the thing I love about Creed and Star Wars, how both of these movies came out this year. Creed was the original Rocky came out in 1976, and the original Star Wars came out in 77, I want to say. Yes, and now we have a 7th Rocky film, and a seventh Star Wars film that came out in the same year. That is freaking amazing, okay? And here's the one thing that I could find a similarity between both Creed and Rocky and Star Wars A New Hope and Star Wars The Force Awakens. Both movies have that same sort of structure, okay? Our main character, let's talk in terms of Creed. In terms of Creed, our main character is a small-time fighter, has not been well recognized at all, is just really starting out as a boxer, really, getting trained under the great Rocky Balboa, and similar to the first Rocky, Rocky was a small-time fighter getting trained under Mickey, and eventually faces off against Apollo Creed. And Adonis Creed in this movie faces off a big-time fighter for the championship, okay? So I love, and then everyone was saying how Star Wars had the same structure. It was just something I had to mention. I thought that was very interesting. But anyway, apart from that, guys, okay, I was blown away by Creed. And I bet a lot of people loved this movie a lot more than I did because they've seen the other Rocky movies and I've only seen the first one. So they've obviously had a chance to connect more with the series. They've grown up with the Rocky series, obviously. And I myself have just watched the first one. So that was definitely a downfall on my part. I'm sorry for not having seen the other Rocky movies before seeing Creed. I only had enough time to watch the first Rocky. That being said, I do not regret waiting this long to see Creed after having seen Rocky, because I'm glad I went into this movie knowing something about the Rocky franchise at least, and I think I did enjoy it a little bit more. There were a few references, I'm assuming, to the other Rocky movies. There's one reference I looked up to Rocky 3 in this movie. It's when Sylvester Stallone and Michael B. Jordan, their characters first meet, and I did not get that reference at all. I had to look that up. It was something that happened in Rocky 3. Other than that, I really didn't fall out of this movie. So if you haven't seen the other Rockies like me, still go and check out Creed, or at least watch the first one, then go see Creed. And I still think you'll appreciate this movie, because this is definitely one of the better movies we have seen in a theater this year. Ryan Coogler, yet again, my man, does not disappoint. I love this guy, alright? I can't wait to see what he does next. Fruitvale Station was just a miracle in 2013. It was one movie that was so damn good, but got no love when it came to Oscar time. And I'm so glad that although that movie didn't get the love it deserved from the Oscars and the Golden Globes and whatever, that movie did get love independently at Sundance and everything, because that upped Ryan Coogler's status. He then went on to direct Creed, and this is one of the best movies this year for sure. I love Creed. It is so emotionally powerful and gut-wrenching. You just feel so connected to these characters. That easily ties into the script. The script in this movie is just fantastic, guys. It was written by Ryan Coogler, and it's the first film in the whole Rocky franchise that was not written by Sylvester Stallone, which is very interesting. And it's so powerful. Here's what I love so much about it. One, I got the feeling of Rocky, okay? One thing that I was like, okay, I don't know if Sylvester Stallone is still going to be able to pull off that feeling of Rocky. Is he, like, he hasn't been Rocky in a while. Is he going to be able to just step back in this movie and we'll all say, yeah, that's Rocky, or no, that's just old Sylvester Stallone. Doesn't feel like Rocky at all. No, I absolutely bought him 100% as an older Rocky, and he's dealing with several concerns, health concerns that I'm not going to get into in this movie, that I really enjoyed. All of those layers, all of those nods to the original characters and his wife, his friend Paulie. I loved all of that in this movie. I thought that all worked incredibly well. I love the nods to Apollo Creed from the first Rocky, okay? And how I love the arc of how we're focusing on not Rocky in this movie, but Adonis Creed. I love that so much. How we're focusing on this young man who is really just trying to make a name for himself and really set his own sort of identity. He doesn't want to identify himself as Apollo Creed's son when we first are introduced to him in this movie, and I love that with Creed. I love that he wants to take his own path and sort of make his own name for himself and not really live up to his father's legacy. But as the story comes to evolve, he soon realizes, you know what, I want to prove that, yeah, I can live up to the name Apollo Creed. I really love that arc that Adonis Creed goes throughout this movie. It was well built up. It was well developed, in my opinion. Every emotional beat was hit perfectly, in my opinion. I love that. Another thing I really have to praise in terms of the script. Yeah, the dialogue is fantastic. That's another thing I just want to throw out right off the bat. But another thing, I just keep coming back to characters because the characters are so well established, especially our main characters. You want to know why? Because our main female character, who's played by Tessa Thompson in the movie, Adonis Creed's love interest in the movie, essentially. I love how they gave her a bit of a backstory. And she has her own passion involving music, and she has her own disability of her own, okay? She's just not the love interest of the main character. She herself had a crucial point in the movie. She felt relevant throughout the plot, in my opinion. She felt like worthy of being in this movie. I really felt that. Not saying that Talia Shire didn't in the original Rocky, but I liked that added depth. These characters were filled with baggage. They had depth to each one of them. They all had their like emotional just moments that just hit you to the core, and that is what is one of the best takeaways of Creed. It is so raw, it is so emotionally powerful in terms of establishing characters. That's why this movie worked incredibly effing well, for sure. Performance-wise, Michael B. Jordan, man, does not disappoint. Him and Ryan Coogler work so damn well together. This is one of the best performances I've seen all year from an actor. He brings that ferocity, you know what I'm saying, in the ring and outside of the ring, dealing with internal battles or dealing with having to live up to the hype of his father, Apollo Creed, or dealing with past demons, okay, how he really didn't know his father and everything, you know, dealing with Rocky and what Rocky's going through. Michael B. Jordan just kills it. He is going to get completely snubbed by everybody this year, of course, because why not? They love to snub Michael B. Jordan for everything. Sylvester Stallone is magnificent as well. There are two moments in this movie that hit me right here. Hit me right here. I really felt for the guy, okay? He just is very vulnerable in this movie, and I think that works to this movie's strengths just perfectly. Sylvester Stallone killed it. Tessa Thompson was really good. The entire cast is incredible in this movie. Ryan Coogler has some mighty fearless direction, in my opinion. His camera work is brilliant. I love the decisions to have long takes in this movie. Gorgeous tracking shots. Some of the best tracking shots I've seen all year. One of the best scenes of 2015 is also the first fight scene in this movie between Adonis Creed and another small-time fighter in Philly. I love that scene so much. It was shot in one take. My mouth was at the floor by the end of that scene. Just amazing blocking, just the actual moves of the fight to nail that in one take. Perfect. They killed it. I love that moment so much in this damn movie. It's amazing. The shots themselves are so great. Everything is so well cut together. The boxing sequence is perfectly cut together. They know exactly the right moment to use the perfect amount of slow motion. It worked brilliantly to this movie's advantage. Yeah, getting back to the script, the act structure is perfect. We have a clear beginning, we have a clear middle and an end with a beautiful flow to everything. Not one moment did I fall out of this movie. Did it drag for me? It was always exciting. It always kept me on the edge of my seat to see what these characters were going through. There was always a new dilemma that these characters had to face. And I was always 100% invested into what was going on in the movie. The score was great. The soundtrack is incredible. For sure, just the blocking of the boxing sequences, the sequences themselves are very well crafted and staged. They feel real, authentic, and gritty. Absolutely got to applaud that. I just love so many things. I loved everything about this movie. It is very hard to find a complaint. The pacing is excellent. Everything worked with Creed, guys. It is one of the best movies this year, and that is coming from a guy who has not seen all the Rocky films, and I still enjoyed the hell out of this movie. Guys, Creed, for me, looking back, I can't find a flaw. I really, really had fun with this movie. If I would say anything, I would say the plot structure is similar to the first Rocky, but that is nitpicking at this point. I'm not going to go all the way for Creed, but I'm going to go one of my highest ratings. I'm going to give this film a solid 9.5 out of 10 or grade of an A. Guys, please see Rocky if you have not done so already. It is amazing. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I have to cut this video short before It goes over 15 minutes. I'm sorry about that. So guys, if you've seen Creed, let me know what you thought of it down below in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for watching my videos. I will see you guys in my next review. Bye, guys.